Yo, stock bros, what's up? Hope everybody's having a phenomenal day. Just wanted to break down some stocks with you guys so that we can begin the week right and what we should expect next. So anyway, let's begin. This here is the absolute photo of the day, of the week actually. GME was everywhere. I'm sure everyone heard about it. Anyway, I really enjoyed this read and the photo was really cool. So one thing that happened actually with Wealthsimple that was exceedingly cool for me to see is the feature request. So basically, Wealthsimple has a page that they keep everybody updated as things that are coming, things that have already come, and some potential new ideas that could be implemented in the future. So one thing that I was very excited, I followed this, and it's not updated as often, but real-time quotes is something that I've been looking forward for a long time, and it never had the green planned until recently. It is planned now. I'm so excited. Real time quotes will be a huge blessing. I have been having to use different applications like Webull or Thinkorswim to try to get my real time quotes. But hey, Wealthsimple says it's coming. It's planned at least, and hopefully we can see it soon. They just launched internal transfers, which is awesome for people to transfer between their accounts inside Wealthsimple. And so anyway, you guys can totally check this out here. It's under the trade help in Wealthsimple, things that are coming, things that have already been launched, and some potentials for the future. First stock, Air Canada. Ticker symbol on the American side is ACDVF, but on the Canadian side is AC. The reason why I wanted to show you guys is this stock has been doing me very well. I purchased right when it was slightly below the SMA line, as we can see it right here. The SMA totally rejected it. It's going according to plan. I'm very excited. I'm very bullish towards Air Canada. Obviously, there's a lot more things that must come into play for the price to fully go back to its original point. But anyway, I'm a short swing trader. I'm very excited. And it has been playing according to plan. So we put a trend line just about $15 because we have noticed previous times once, twice, three times it has got rejected. This line was basically it was a point that was very strong in regards to either supporting or rejecting, and the previous ones have been rejecting. However, now previous resistances become new supports, and exactly like we just said here, it has bounced off the line. So I'm very excited. I'm up about 12% on this trade itself. I think I have close to 100 shares with them. So anyway, just wanted to give an update. Air Canada is doing very well for me. Right now it has it's above the SMA and above the EMA. So EMA line is this one highlighted. Price is currently above. SMA line is currently above, and it is above our previous resistance, which now has become a new support. If we were to look at RSI and MACD, we can see that the blue line is crossed over the beige. We're looking better. We're still below this purple line over here, and RSI is basically neutral. So I'm definitely holding this, and then we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. So CLOV, Clover Health. Last week we basically were talking about it was right at the SMA and basically became a very easy point for us to put a stop loss. I hope you guys did. However, if you were holding and you are very bullish on this for the long term, it could still have a lot of success. Basically what happened, it got rejected very hard. I think it lost about 20% of its value. Yeah, just about 20% of its value. We could have saved that if we were to put a stop loss basically just under the SMA line. Doesn't mean that we can just buy it later, because we totally can. There's nothing stopping us, especially if we have zero commission. We can totally enjoy that part. So right now, so I want to show you guys a trend line that I have figured out. So in the past, this is the 180-day 4-hour chart. As we can see, this trend line has had several points in which the price was basically resisting to pass above. So we have once, twice acted as a new support, but then once it broke below hard, it will obviously stay. It was below the SMA line. And then here's another point that the price tried to, got rejected by this resistance. Once it broke free, it obviously skyrocketed. Well, we're back at it. We're right back at this trend line. Unfortunately, we're currently below the SMA line, so that part isn't looking very good for us. And we are still below the EMA. So there's several things that are not looking good for us. But on the more positive notes is we have the MACD, which is trying to break above the beige line, and the RSI has been more on the oversold. I don't know what's going to happen, but based on technicals, we don't have too much going for it. As of right now, things can change in just a split second. I'll definitely recommend you guys to have a stop loss below the trend line, which is just about $12. And yeah, it could, however, bounce off this trend line and keep going its pattern towards the bullish side. That would be very nice, but we have to plan our trades accordingly. We have to put our stop losses. If we don't manage our risk, we will basically not survive in the market. We have to put stop losses. We have to have a well-calculated trade, and because we have established that just about the $12 mark has been where Clover specifically has bounced off either as a resistance or a support, we can totally acknowledge that that price exists and we can put a stop loss. We don't want this trade to become emotional, and therefore that's what I would recommend in regards to a stop loss. Moving on, we have MRO. So this stock's kind of cool. It's Marathon Oil Corporation. Just wanted to show you guys the absolute maximum. So this is the overall maximum chart. It has basically never been to these prices. I'm not going to break down fundamentals right now because obviously there's a lot more that incorporates a company. But based on technicals, we have been at really low prices. Keep in mind that each one of these lines represents 1 year. So can the price pick up again? Totally. But it could take several years. So if we were to go back to the 184-hour chart, we can see and we have established a resistance at about $9 and a support at about $7. We're currently above the SMA and currently above the EMA line, which both of these are very good. We could walk all the way up to $9, which that would be amazing. That's what we're looking for. Let me just erase that. However, it can also get rejected back about 5-6%. So this is something that we must take into account. Is the risk worth taking, and do we have any backups in case it doesn't go according to plan? Keeping in mind that within the last 6 months it hit lows that it has never hit before. So can this price get rejected? By all means. We're just trying to do our best here, and obviously I recommend you guys to have stop losses. Right now it's a little bit trickier to put a stop loss because the price could come down a little bit before things get better. So we would be risking, especially if we're doing a swing trade, about 5% before it comes back to a previous support. So the stock's looking good, Marathon Oil's MRO. And just be aware that there is a resistance at $9 and there is a support at just about $7. So this stock here, on the Canadian side is HEO, on the American side is HEOFF. H02 Innovations. I feel like I had something here I'm going to show you guys. Next one. Okay, sorry about that. So it has been very bullish in the past. It got rejected a little bit, but the price has been staying very close to $2.5. The MACD and the RSI are looking promising. The RSI is basically neutral, and the MACD has the blue line trying to break over the beige line. I would just be very aware because it's fairly extended above the SMA, which is the pinkish line over here. So we could sell off before we start to look back. Doesn't mean that a sell off is a change of direction. So we have a pullback, which is normal, happens all the time, and we have an actual change of direction, which is a little bit more extreme. So we could see a pullback before things starts to be bullish once more. But if we were to look at the 1 year, 3 years, the stock has been its highest that it has ever been. And so it has definitely done well for itself. It was close to like 40 cents back in the day, earlier in 2020. And right now it's pushing highs that it has never reached before. So how high can this go? Fundamentals can take a lot of it. But based on technicals, we are currently just riding the EMA line. We have tried to get below it several times or above, but it keeps getting to that $2.40. But we are quite extended from the SMA line. For this stock, I'll totally recommend to wait and see how things play out, because it could get worse before things get better. Not to say that that's a change of direction, but just could be simply a pullback. Next one is Well Health Technologies. So this stock I thought was kind of cool. So I drew this trend line here based on the previous, let's do some calculations here. How many days is that? Just about 120 days. We have been reaching that price of $7, or just about 6.7 or so. Got rejected. The SMA was right underneath to cover for it. We tried to do it once more. We broke above $7, but got rejected super fast. And so we can see this this upward triangle pattern, and this is what I want to show you guys here. Ascending triangle, where we have several points that the price cannot break it, but the lows are becoming increasingly high. So the lowers are becoming high. So this low and this low. So this low is much higher than this low, and this low is much higher than this low, which this is very good. So two things that we can expect. As the SMA starts to increase, it could push the price to either break severely above $7, boom, and then we start a nice pattern upwards, or we could see a rejected. I would totally use the SMA as a stop loss just in case things does not go according to plan. But if we start seeing that it's breaking above the $7, we could be looking at this specific pattern, which is the ascending triangle. This is the Investopedia website, which I get a lot of my information from them. They're very good. So anyways, just be aware that this pattern is somewhat forming on this ticker symbol. Could look super well for us, and what we can do is we can just set a alert. So we can just right click, create an alert at or above, and boom, we can just create that. So that's perfect. If it breaks above, we're gonna get notified, and then we can consider purchasing more. It is a little riskier buying into now because it could get rejected. However, we have to be smart. We have to put a stop loss to cover our butts. We definitely don't want this to become an emotional trade. I've been there. It's not very fun. I don't wish you guys to go there. So let's just do our best part and have stop losses to prevent us going that path. But yes, this stock could totally break free above $7. As we can see here, it has been exceedingly bullish over the last year or so. This is one thing I thought was pretty scary, and I wanted to show you guys. So back into so last year, actually 2020, just about February, same time last year, the stock came from $1.04 and it hit zero. I'm not too sure what that really means. Like, if like what happens when the stock hits zero. I do know the companies can get delisted, and I do know the companies can get bankrupt, but can you buy a stock that's worth $0? I'm not sure what that particularly means, but that must have been very scary. From $1 to zero, like you're down within a few weeks, within that month, like basically 99% of your portfolio. So just be aware that these things can happen. Um, However, we have been looking much better here over the past few months. Just want to make you guys aware that it could break it. But let's just put that stop loss. And lastly, this part I thought was pretty cool. So Blackberry has been following GME and AMC over the past few weeks in regards to this absolutely bullish to the moon diamond hand scenario. But they seem to be doing a lot better than AMC and GMC now. Both of those have lost tremendous amounts of uh, of value, but BlackBerry seems to keep it going. And as we can see it on Friday, it broke above the EMA line. That's great news. And then another thing that I found I wanted to show everyone, Zacks, which is basically they put a price target of $29. They have upgraded BlackBerry to hit $29 within the next 6 to 12 months. This is super good news because we have something that we can look forward towards, and the graph is showing, the technicals are showing, so we could be hitting these numbers again, which is over 100% of growth coming up. I'm not sure how long this takes. I've seen several of these upgrades and downgrades take many days before things start to reach those targets. However, it's just nice to know that the technicals are looking there and some of the fundamentals are starting to back up. Keep in mind that BlackBerry is partnering with a few automotive, I forget the company, but it's basically an automotive company so that they will be delivering the softwares for the company, which is great. So they definitely have some value to uphold BlackBerry. And if we were to look at some more extended charts, let's go to the absolute maximum. BlackBerry used to be $150 or just about there, and so right now at $13, we're very low. It has a lot of potential to grow. It got rejected precisely at the trend line that we marked and the SMA. And the reason why we moved that trend line, like I said in previous videos, it had once and twice that that BlackBerry couldn't break above 29. Once it did, boom, to the moon. And now we're kind of like in the same scenario below the trend line. Could we break it? For sure we could. And so I'll definitely be watching BlackBerry, and I'll most likely be buying some stocks for them. For them for these reasons, mostly primarily for the technicals, as I'm really a believer in technicals have to be showing good signs before we can consider purchasing it. I'm more of a technical trader, and yeah. So anyway, I love BlackBerry. I'm looking forward to it and what it's going to be doing this coming week. Again, keeping in mind that a stop loss must exist and a plan for buying, selling, holding stocks have to exist. Like we cannot just expect the best in every single situation. I've seen when things do not go according to plan, and it can be very distressful if we didn't hold up to our plans or we just never had a plan in the first place. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a simple technical breakdown, so what we can expect for the coming week. And if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave a thumbs up, and I appreciate every single one of them. So anyway, thank you guys and have a great night.